because he has a couple raiders. He has that Crypt Lord now. Obviously Crypt Lord third just because it does really nice AoE. It's really hard to place a good Impale, but if you can get a good Impale, it's just so amazing. And I think even pros like Ted or Dowaq really have trouble placing good Impales these days, just because it's really hard to get into a good position. And I think this game could well come down to whether or not the good positioning actually turns out. And Claws of Attack +9 now for that Naga. Will be passing it to the Blademaster almost certainly. Blademaster passes an item to the Shadowhunter so he can pick up those claws. Yep, some good teamwork there. A bit of a late Kodo now for Lin, but he has now pushed up to 59 food, and he is actually building a 70 food burrow, but I imagine he'll want to push a bit before that actually. We'll have to see what his plan is. And meanwhile Moon is now at 56 food as well, so both We Made Foxes have pushed up into upkeep, whereas SRS are now both at 50 food. Moon actually detonates a Wisp there just to drain a bit of mana off all those clumped units, and I think we are going to see a fight now. This could go pretty badly for SRS if they since they haven't pushed into any upkeep yet, and because there's some pretty nice levels, level 3 for the Shadowhunter and that greater mana potion, and obviously the aura, actually level 3 all round for We Made Fox at this point. Moon picking up an Ancient of War actually just here. I guess he's just hoping that he can just sort of walk them in and use them as a bit of a tank here, and I guess that's a pretty good backup plan at this point. And meanwhile Lin's Blademaster actually being pretty ambitious here, running straight into the middle and now taking focus from that Lich and actually taking a fair bit of damage with a very nice Impale coming out from Dowaq there, getting a whole bunch of units, and that Crypt Lord's in a very nice position to do another Impale. Obviously no Demon Hunter, so no mana burn, and a very nice second Impale there as well from Dowaq, just catching so many units after saying how hard it was. Blademaster does go down actually, and so I think this is probably going to be it now. I think there's just sort of such a tremendous advantage here for We Made Fox. A couple of destroyers are now coming out for Dowaq as well, and they do have mana because there's just so many sort of buffs that have been popped by We Made Fox, but I don't think that they're actually going to be able to do much with it. Crypt Lord does go down as well now, and Lin's Blademaster takes a bit of focus, but certainly nothing he can't handle, and does hit level 4 now as well, and is now able to chase away this Death Knight, who does have a TP, but this Shadowhunter will presumably go down. He does get entangled, and this Shadowhunter will go down. I think this must be GG right here, and so yeah, that is GG there. I'll go on straight to game 2 as soon as it goes up, folks. Okay folks, we're back now for game 2 between SRS and We Made Fox. Obviously this is the WC3L format, so it's really just a best of 2, so it doesn't really matter who wins this. There won't be a third game, but obviously same players. Cross spawn on No Wood actually. No Wood actually is a really nice map. I really like. I think it's quite an interesting map, and it's just so large. Obviously it's the only really popular 6-player map that you can really get a lot of interesting strategies on it. There's so much space that you're not going to see any sort of tower rushes or anything, especially with cross spawn like this. And so I think it's we're likely to see some pretty large armies in this game. I'm not exactly sure what the We Made Fox strategy is going to be here, but I'm guessing they're going to play a bit more sedately. They're probably not going to go Keeper of the Grove because they're not going to know where the spawn is, and so we're likely to see Demon Hunter first, or Priestess of the Moon maybe. No, Demon Hunter first, and obviously Dowaq's going to be going for another Fiend build, just because, a pause here from Moon, hopefully it's nothing too serious. But yeah, it's going to be Violet versus Violet and Dowaq again, so we're probably going to be seeing a pretty similar strategy from them. Ooh, they have spikes. Hopefully it's not going to be, they're not going to have to cancel the game or anything. They're going to continue playing. Just going to give a couple of seconds. Obviously Dowaq and We Made Fox live on different continents, so it's going to be there's bound to be a bit of a lag between the two, but yeah, we are now resuming, so it's looking pretty good at this point, and let's just hope that it doesn't lag too much and we can get some pretty good quality games. Certainly the last game was fairly high quality, and it seemed like they both had pretty good microing ability there. Dowaq going for a scout here, obviously, Violet going for a scout. Obviously Dowaq can't be scouting because he's going for a Fiend build, which is really restrictive in terms of food, and Moon probably going to be going for a 1 Huntress Ancient War build with Attack to Dryas again. That certainly is a pretty nice strategy to do when you're teamed with Orc. You don't generally go Huntresses, and Lin going for his standard Blademaster, probably 3 grunts, maybe 2 grunts in tech. Obviously you can tech a bit quicker when 2 versus 2, especially with this cross spawn position. And Moon actually building his Ancient War really aggressively out here, so he can creep out this merchant here, but it is going to mean that he's going to have a bit more trouble in terms of defending his base if we do see any pushing. I think he's banking on the fact that there won't be any pushing for reasons I've just mentioned earlier. And Moon trying to go for a base block. Actually, he's not going to be blocking off his wisp early, and that's going to mean that we're probably going to be seeing actually a couple more moon walls. He'll have to build a couple more moon walls before he can even really start attacking. And Violet now with his Blade Master out has picked up a circlet but not actually sold his TP, and Moon now coming in here with his Demon Hunter, obviously threatening to kill off this one Null Brute before Violet can, and so Violet has to stop attacking it and just switch focus to that Demon Hunter. Obviously with the Wind Walked Blade Master as well, it's taking the Demon Hunter's taking all the damage, and it looks like Moon might actually have to run away here just because he's taking a bit too much damage, and Violet really has the ability just to stick around. And Violet actually goes for the kill, does get it, and gets the item as a circlet as well. Pretty nice item for him there. Obviously claws probably would have been better, but certainly circlets pretty much just as good. And meanwhile Lin's been creeping on his own, has managed to pick up probably bought a circlet and pick up a Gloves of Haste. Pretty decent items for him as well. And Dowaq just again creeping on his own as well. Violet again bringing a grunt just to help with Dowaq creeping so he can get that level 3 a bit quicker. And it's a mana fountain, or sorry, a health fountain. Sorry, I should have mentioned. But Moon now taking a lot of damage on his Demon Hunter. Obviously he took a lot of damage in the early game, and this is now sort of being reflected, and it's going to mean that he's going to have to be running for a while. No boots on either for either player yet. They should just be spawning in the shop any second now. Actually, I am in the game so I could check, but I can't be bothered. Blade Master is now very close to level 2. That's Lin's Blade Master is now close to level 2, and Dowaq's very close as well. But it looks like Violet's actually Moon actually has a Huntress just sort of being aggressive here. Shame it couldn't take out that one skeleton just for a tiny bit of free experience, but just go waste a bit of Dowaq's time and then probably heal around this health fountain. And some pretty aggressive creeping here now from SRS. Maybe they're going to try and set up an expansion. Obviously, neither Undead or Orc are particularly adept at expanding, especially good against sort of Orc Undead matchup. Very nice dodge of a coil there by Moon. But as I was saying, yeah, obviously with the Blade Master and loads of wisps scouting from Moon and stuff, it's really pretty tricky to actually expand. And so I think they're probably just creeping this for the experience, because it doesn't even give brilliant items really. Ring of Protection, and actually it gives two sort of pretty mediocre items. And Moon now actually healing up his 2 Huntresses and actually going to be creeping out this camp. Obviously he can't get the Red Drake, but imagine with 3 Huntresses he can actually get everything else, and that'll be some pretty nice creeping here. And meanwhile Lin with some very nice items, 2 claws, a circlet, gloves. Really you can't hope for much more than that. Slippers of agility as well, but he doesn't have room for it, and there's nothing really he's going to be willing to give up to pick up that slipper, so he might just have to leave it for another day, and hope that it isn't spotted by his enemies. And gonna finish creeping off this, does pick up a circlet which he is going to trade in for himself, but obviously he's going to have to leave that those slippers behind. And Violet now meeting up with Dowaq, still only level 1 on the Blade Master, but level 2 on the Death Knight. That is sort of what matters most. And Lin actually scouting out this creeping with his level 3 Blade Master, just so much better creeping here by Lin. And I think he is going to scout this pretty aggressive creeping. It's right near Moon as well, so Moon might be able to come in for a bit of creep jack here. We'll have to see. Lin probably was going to try and steal the Rock Golem. Actually his Windwalk timed out, so he had to just sort of start attacking the Death Knight, which is certainly always a valid target. But Moon now is coming in, and we'll just continue to focus down on the Death Knight. Obviously something that can easily be healed, but does have to switch to these fiends, and the Death Knight is forced to TP out just because of some very aggressive play by Lin there. And Moon actually picking up a Pit Lord second. That's really nice. Obviously Moon's one of the few players who actually plays Pit Lord in 2 vs 2, but the Rain of Fire is just so powerful, and generally you go for cleaving attack second, just because you don't have the mana really to support Howl of Terror, although Howl of Terror is pretty fun to use on its own, especially against the Blade Master. And looks like WMF Fox is just going to finish up creeping this one camp here. Although actually Violet's now coming in, it has pop of clarity, but doesn't have enough mana for another Windwalk, so we'll need to be careful. Moon pops a dust now, gets a mana burn off on that Blade Master. Blade Master will be forced to run away. Obviously he was trying to hide behind the Rock Golem so that when he was dusted it would be harder to right click on him, but by just moving, WMF Fox managed to pull the Rock Golem away and force Violet out into the open. And so it looks like WMF Fox will manage to finish creeping that on their own, and do pick up a Potion of Greater Healing. Pretty nice item against Orc Undead. And Blade Master now still level 1, really needs to do some creeping. I think this is sort of part of what lost it really for than last game. It was just having a really low level Wavemaster. No Spirit Lodge up yet for Violet, but I think we'll probably be seeing one pretty shortly. Whereas Lynn's gone for a very standard build, and I imagine Moon's gone for 2 lures. Yeah, 2 lures for Moon. And I think yeah, tier 3 tech now halfway done for Dowaq. And we are now actually seeing Moon going in for an expansion, yes. Moon now expanding here. Obviously a pretty nice place to expand. It's very like complete opposite side of the map from where SRS are now, so it's going to take them a while to scout this out. And Violet's still only level 1 on his heroes. Really needs to get level 2 at least, and preferably 3 on the Shadow Hunter there. And looks like SRS are just going to continue to creep together, though. I'm not sure this is the best choice for them. They could be very easily creeping out the camps. They're creeping on their own, but looks like they're actually going to get a bit lucky here and catch Moon a bit out of position. And Lynn is not too far behind, and so they will eventually catch up. Pit Lord actually being given the Slippers of Agility. That's a bit odd. Anyways, some pretty simple creeping now from SRS. Obviously, with just such a large army,